Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about the top 10 most underrated badges in NBA 2K21. The game's been out for about 2.5 weeks now. We've tested all these badges, seen which ones are good, which ones are bad, as well as see what the other opinions are from most people, whether it be on Twitter or YouTube, whatever it may be, from other creators, and seeing which ones I disagree with. So, what we've come up with for the top 10 most underrated badges are going to be the ones that you see right here. We got 4 finishing, 2 shooting, 2 playmaking, and 2 defense. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you do, for to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try this one to 1.5k likes in the first 24 hours. So in this video, we're going to have 2 different phases of revealing the badges. Number 1 is going to be me showing you all the badges that are going to be listed in this video. Then number 2 is going to be I'm going to rank them from number 10 to number 1. So for all the finishing ones, you can see we got Showtime, Fancy Footwork, Fast Break Finisher, and Relentless Finisher. For the shooting, we're going to have Clutch Shooter and Flexible Release. For the 2 playmaking, we're going to have Timer and Flashy Passer. And then for the 2 defense, we're going to have Heart Crusher and Rim Protector. Now, if y'all want to play some cool little game with this as far as you watching the video, I'm sure half of y'all could care less about this. But if you want to guess what my number 1 most underrated badge of this video is going to be, feel free to leave a comment right now and see if you get it right at the end of the video. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to get to the ranking from number 10 to number 1. Coming to number 10, we got Fancy Footwork. Now, the reason I'm putting this here is I've seen a lot of people talking down on Twitter as far as the hop dunks, long athlete, Fancy Footwork, all 3 of those things combined, when in reality, I'm using all 3 of them and it's still working super good. Now, I will say the one thing you have to do differently with the hop dunks this year is no longer go toward the offhand. You can't hop to the offhand. It has to be to the ball hand. And I'll explain that in a slashing tutorial video down the road, probably a couple days, it might be. But anyway, my whole point is, Fancy Footwork is still super effective in this game, and the reason I have it on the underrated list is the fact that people are telling this badge off completely. They're talking about how it's completely useless, when that's just not the case. Coming in number 9, we got Rim Protector. This is a great badge, like probably the second best defensive badge in my opinion, but the reason it's not higher on the list is because a lot of people know that. I feel like Rim Protector is definitely one that people do know about, but the reason that it's underrated in my opinion is a lot of people don't know about the takeover boost that it gives you, as well as the fact that if you put it on bronze, it unlocks snatch block animations, but the higher level you go, the more takeover you and your teammates get for getting blocked shots. And it's a super crazy combination with Heart Crusher that we'll talk about later in the video as well. But like I said, coming in at number 9, we got the Rim Protector. Coming in number 8, we have Flexible Release. Now, there's like 2 or 3 reasons for this badge being on the list. I'm going to go over them right now. So if you read this, obviously it says shot timing penalties for jump shots are reduced, making it easier to knock down attempts even when releasing early or late. So that's the obvious given. The earlies and lates going at a better rate. How much more is it? Honestly, I don't know too much. It's kind of just a given at the fact that Flexible does help for this. Now, I run with a lot of stage point guards, right? Like, and I've heard a lot of other opinions from people that they know, and I will just put it like this. For whatever reason, a lot of people in the stage have been running Flexible Release because they think it helps on their slightly earlys and slightly lates. Now, I don't have any experience of that. You guys know I be playing big man. I don't even take the jump shots in the first place, but my teammates and the people that they know and all types of stuff like that, I've just seen a lot of people running Flexible Release and they think it helps their slightly lates and slightly earlys. Now, is that entirely true? I don't know, all right? So my last reason for this badge being on the list is more so of a theory. So for those of you who know how the shot stick aiming works, you know if you aim your shot properly with a stick, you don't even have to time it properly. Now I'm wondering if running Flexible Release makes it so even if you don't time it properly, you still get a good shot timing boost on top of that. Now that's, like I said, just a theory. I'm wondering if that's a thing. If people want to test that out and make a video on that themselves, if you're watching this as a creator, go for it, man. But that's very intriguing. Like, that would make this badge even more broken. I hope that's not the case because that just makes shot stick aiming that much more OP, and we don't even gotta start with the post scoring stuff. Coming to number 7, we got Dimer. Now, I'm not putting this too high on the list because obviously people know the power of Dimer, but when it comes to what badges you put on, I've seen people who just completely forego this badge because they don't care about their teammates shooting from the corner, when really those dudes be so 50 with no Dimer, bro, and they know that if they had Dimer it would fix that issue, but they don't put it on. Or for instance, they'll go ahead and the build that I make where it's a 6'7" pure lock and I put it at point guard but I'm running big man with it. There's all types of dudes who run like the 6'8" small forward or 6'8" center or 6'9" center and don't even care about the Dimer being on their build, when really they could have just made my exact build at point guard but 6'8" and they'd still have the gold Dimer. Anyway, my whole point is people know about this badge, but they know how effective it is, but they refuse to put it on for whatever reason. Coming number 6, we have Flashy Passer. Now, the reason this badge is a little bit lower on the list is because this is the one takeover badge that I feel like people knew about last year. And honestly, it was the only one that did function properly. Showtime, Fast Break Finisher, and Heart Crusher all didn't work last year, and Flashy Passer did. And this thing was crazy last year, it's crazy this year. Now, like I said, I would put it higher on the list. If you don't know about this badge, this is honestly one of the most underrated ones in the game. But I feel like there's a lot of people who do know about this one. Pretty much the receiver of the pass is going to get a crazy boost as long as they make the shot. Now, if you have slash takeover and you dunk it, you get crazy boost. If you have sharp takeover and you shoot it, you have crazy boost if you make the shot. Now, the opposite way around, it's a little bit less effective, but it's still super OP. This badge is nuts, and honestly, even for the point guard passing it, gets a pretty good takeover boost as well. Coming in number 5, we have clutch shooter. Now, like I said, I don't be taking much jump shots myself, but I've collected a lot of information from a lot of other comp people that I play with, including my point guards, and again, just the people that I've seen I play against and how often they run with this badge. And one thing my boy AK put me onto is this is the only badge when it comes to shooting that says, quote unquote, receives a large boost. Now, this thing works, I think, past 10 points if your opponent scores. And just like that, you're getting huge shot boost to your three-pointer, your mid-range, whatever it may be. Clutch shooter is super nice to have on the 3v3 court. On the 2s, it might be a little questionable just because of the fact that you might just touch the ball and never give it back to the other team. So what's the point of the badge even happening if your opponent's never going to score 10 points? But either way, if you're winning, you're winning, so who even cares at that point? But like I said, for 3v3, it's pretty convenient because you're likely going to be trading scores back and forth with your opponent, and once they hit 10 points, this badge kicks in. Coming to number 4, we have Relentless Finisher. So this is going to be convenient for anybody, whether it be a slasher or the point guards. Now, all you play shots out there who have one finishing badge, because I know there's a lot of you, okay? Or even the ones who do have their finishing badges. If you put this on, it will allow you to dunk while blinking red. I know a lot of you play shots out there when you're low on stamina and you're just trying to attack the basket, can't even get the dunk off. If you put this on bronze, it will allow you to get the animations. I see my boy Kitchen, he uses this as his only finishing badge, and it's super effective. I would say, honestly, the best bronze badge in the game, especially for the play shots. Now, for the slashers out there, I'd recommend to run this as high as you can, but I will say you could definitely still get by with only bronze or silver. It doesn't matter too much, but for those of you who are playing 1v1 court, I would definitely recommend this on Hall of Fame. I mean, you're going to be just straight going to the basket every single time. Helps with the fatigue finishing as well as helps you lose less stamina over the course of the game. And like I said, super clutch for the 1v1 court. Coming in number 3, we have Fast Break Finisher. Now this is a clip that's playing right here from TDH the God. He's a YouTuber with about 150 subs. I looked up this video on this badge because I hadn't seen anybody do it directly, and I wasn't even able to test it out myself because what I was noticing was me as a big man, I wasn't even able to really get too many situations where I was getting the fast break finishes. And when I did finish on the break, I feel like it was maybe too late to where the badge didn't actually work. So anyway, you could see from the video that Zion got crazy takeover from it pretty much, and it was just an alley-oop. Now on the alley-oops, that is not Showtime, and even for Showtime, it doesn't boost the finisher's takeover very much. So I can promise you that's not the case. It's not Showtime. He didn't flashy pass it or anything like that. Now that might just be a my career thing as well. I'm not positive on how this badge works, so that's why I'm just going out on a limb and saying that if the amount that you get from that takeover in the my career clip right there transfers over to what you get in the park and stuff like that, Fast Break Finisher is super OP. And I can't even imagine, bro. Can't even imagine this combined with Showtime and flashy passer, bro. That'd be insane. So coming in number 2, we have Showtime. Fast Break Finisher, it boosts the finisher's takeover a whole lot more. The Showtime doesn't boost the finisher's takeover very much, but your teammates are going to all get crazy takeover boosts. Now, a lot of Pro-Am heads are talking about how this build is OP, should be banned. The reason that I have the badges number 1 and 2 on the list, on this list where they're at, is because, like I said, I mean, the best jurisdiction and reason for these badges being so high is these Pro-Am heads literally want these badges banned. Number 1 is literally banned in Pro-Am, like currently. And then a lot of them are asking for Showtime to be banned as well, because for the locks out there that have this thing on gold, right? They're defending ball, shot goes up, it misses, and they're out on the break, and their big man leaks it out to them, and just like that, boom, Showtime goes off, fast break finisher, all types of stuff like that. I think it'd be really hard to get a flashy pass on an outlet pass like that, but who knows, maybe you can even convert it to your point guard. He flashy passes it to the guy, and then boom, he gets the Showtime boost. Now, if you're allowing 2 passes on the break, you're probably just trash, if in all honesty. But anyway, Showtime, super effective, especially for stage, in my opinion, too. Me as an inside big run the pure lock, if they're playing sides on me and my point guard, and we're just taking 2s back and forth, we're playing sides, they're playing sides, right? But they have a rim sharp or something like that, or their big man just doesn't have Showtime. If we get 1 or 2 Showtime dunks in there, boom, my point guard's going to have takeover, and then we can force them to like really play sides, all right? And it's going to demand so much attention. Anyway, my whole point is that this boosts your teammates takeover like crazy. Super underrated badge for those who don't know about this. And let's get to number 1. So coming in at number 1, we have Heart Crusher. I've made a video on this already. I even mentioned it in the Things Nobody Wants You to Know video that I did for the defensive tips. And really what it comes down to is as soon as you get a steal or a block, it's going to completely screw your opponent's takeover. I'm talking as soon as the game starts, if you get a steal on the first play, all 3 people go cold typically. And then honestly, even if they have takeover built up, getting a steal is going to completely decrease their likelihood of actually getting takeover throughout the course of the game. This is a super underrated badge. A lot of people are learning about this, obviously, because of my video and other people's videos and just on Twitter, people complaining about it, stuff like that. And I feel like the more people wake up to this, the more toxic this game is going to be, in all honesty. But some people in the comments of my video liked it. They feel like it definitely counters the whole cheesy dribbling stuff, and I understand that, I guess. But I mean, for it to affect every single person on the court, like, my idea and my thought behind this, right, is I'm just thinking from the perspective of somebody who's playing with park randoms, right? And you're hopping on with little 60 overall Timmy who just doesn't even know what he's doing, right? And he just turns the ball over. He's getting poked twice. And just like that, now you're cold because you didn't even mess up at all. So it's a completely awful experience for anybody who plays with randoms in the first place when the other team has somebody with heart crusher on them. And really, I just don't think it should be in the game. Or if it is in the game, I think it should only affect the person who's having the ball stolen from them or getting their shot blocked. That makes good sense to me. But anyway, that's all for the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Like I said, let's try this one to 1.5K likes in the first 24 hours. Give me some feedback on this one. Let me know if you agree, disagree, what your #1 most underrated badge is as well. And let me know your most overrated badge. If y'all want me to make a video on the most overrated badges in NBA 2K21, feel free to let me know. And if you made it to the end of this video, put badge in the comments to show your support to me all the way through. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed. Take it easy, man. Peace.